Multiple major WWE Stars contracts are expiring next year. Plus, staff reaction to Vince McMahon's post-merger meeting has been revealed. Plus, the real-life AEW drama that is being turned into a wrestling storyline. We'll talk about it. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. 2024 could see a lot of change seismically in the wrestling world, as obviously MJF has spoken very loudly about the bidding war of 2024, but there could be a couple of other big names from the other side of the fence that could be involved in some bidding wars as well.
Yeah, this comes from Fightful Select, and they say Sheamus currently has a contract set to expire with WWE in 2024. This is the case with numerous stars, including Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre. We're told by WWE sources that it is believed his deal is up in the first quarter or first half of 2024, though that period isn't confirmed. WWE signed a ton of wrestlers to a new 5-year deal in 2019, but even several that were negotiated after that period are also up in or at the end of 2024 as well. 2024 is shaping up to be one of the biggest potential free agent years in wrestling history.
So I genuinely think we're going to see some people swapping around here.
Yeah, do you think so?
I think there are some, let it be said, there are some WWE guys I think that are WWE for life. I think Sheamus might be one of them. I feel like Sheamus
is probably one of them as well.
And I think there will be a few whose contracts come up, but they might want to try their options elsewhere. I know there are some within that company who aren't massively on board with the idea of the whole TKO Group holdings.
This is a thing. That's what I was thinking. Perhaps they sort of feel out how the merger is with everything. Obviously, Vince McMahon coming back could play a big factor for a lot of people as well. But it remains to be seen. But yeah, certainly a huge year, 2024 for a lot of wrestlers. They'll be getting that money.
Yeah, making the dollars. Make every penny. Get that bag, as the kids say. Get that bag. Not the Tesco bag, a big money bag.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
What if it's a big Tesco bag full of money, though?
That's pretty... Well, then I would assume someone's robbed a Tesco and should probably be going to prison, although Tesco do rob you for how much they charge for stuff. Oh, you don't have a club card. Oh, sorry, if you don't have a club card, it's this much. Well, you've just inflated the prices and I've got a club card, right? And you're taking that money off. And then you're just putting it at the price it should be in the first place anyways. Tesco's rubbish, calling you out, Tesco.
Andrew Hodkinson shoots on Tesco in heated Cultaholic
fashion.
News video. Read more on cultaholic.com. Now, speaking of controversy, Vince McMahon's return to be the chairman of the board was one that was met with a bunch of different thoughts. Obviously, there are many that are like, it's his company. Of course he should be doing it. And there's many going, hang on, isn't he in a lot of legal bother? Maybe he shouldn't be. He had a meeting along with Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, and a few other noteworthies at WWE HQ, which we talked about in a video just the other day. We have a few more details about what happened in and around that meeting as well.
Yeah, PW Insider here saying several WWE employees who were in attendance at yesterday's meeting sent word that Vince McMahon was actually using a cane to walk up the stairs to the stage and then to walk to the podium where he spoke. They also noted that Vince was in his moment, playing up to the employees that, I'm Vince McMahon, damn it, when he didn't get a big round of applause, and then remarked to them, this is where you're supposed to clap, monitoring for a response. And later, when they did clap, he joked, you're learning. The entire proceeding was filmed with a full-on WWE crew too, and all the execs came out from behind what we were told was an old Raw set. Wow.
Vince McMahon has just become the character Vince McMahon.
He is a caricature.
He used to be Vince McMahon the person, and then there was Vince the character.
It does feel more and more like he is playing up to this villainous role now, more so than ever.
Now, his comments about WWE stagnating before the merger, according to PW Insider, did not go down well. The feeling amongst those we spoke to is that business was doing great and was up significantly after McMahon left, and that if it wasn't, the board of directors wouldn't have rejected his first attempt to return. Instead, McMahon forced his way back in and took over as a way to return to power, since he had all the majority stock ownership, leading Stephanie McMahon to resign resign and walk away from the company. There was a lot of sympathy again for Stephanie and Triple H coming out of this meeting. Most of the executives, including Emmanuel, stayed to converse and chat with employees. The lone exception was Vince McMahon, who left immediately after the presentation.
I mean, I would say perhaps that is to do with his surgery as well. I don't want to just say maybe he was being tremendously rude or whatever. Maybe he did need to get off and rest up or whatever. But damn, he's back. He's back.
He's back at full speed, as much as Vince McMahon can certainly be. And according to some of the comments that Kurt Angle made on the Joe Rogan Experience, Vince ain't going anywhere for a long time.
No, so as you said there, yeah, Kurt Angle was on the Joe Rogan Experience and recalled his time speaking with Vince McMahon after his return. And this comes from Kurt, who says, "When I came back to WWE, he said, 'I'm gonna have this company for a lot longer than you think, Mr. Angle. I'm 73 right now. My mum lived to be 101. I'm planning on living till I'm 120. He said, "I'm never letting the company go. I'm always gonna be working here. They're gonna have to pull it from my cold, nay, pry it from my cold, dead hands."
He's just Mr. Burns at this point, isn't he?
He is. I'm scared that he's like taking some sort of substance that makes him immortal. I think
God.
he's probably in the realm of having enough money to have people find these sorts
He's
of
found
things.
the fountain of youth.
Yeah, he's like, what's he called from Batman? Man that never died. Ra's al Ghul. He's like that. He goes in the pool and then he comes back out younger. No.
Ra's al Ghul. It's not the first time I think Vince has been described as a ghoul. Well, there you go. WWE are also in the news this week because they have very suddenly terminated quite a powerful partner of theirs in their merch department. This was reported by Action Network's Darren Ravel, who said, "Justin, 2 weeks ago, WWE terminated Panini for breach of contract with 2+ years left." They're the sticker and card company of Panini.
Yeah, of course.
You know, certain people of a certain vintage, i.e. me, you know, grew up with Panini sticker books.
Me too. I remember the SmackDown ones from back in the day. I used to collect all the stickers and plop them all in that book. But yeah, for the longest time, it was always that logo on there on those sorts of products.
It was the night with the
long jousting thing.
Yeah, that's the Panini logo. Anyway, Panini no more. They're still selling the products. That was a linguistic limbo there. Now, in terms of why this breach happened and what they did to violate it, we don't know. We don't know at this point, but fanatics who are set to start a deal with WWE in 2026 when the Panini deal expires are expected to get the rights to begin that immediately. Now, Panini, WWE says that Panini, which is still selling product, is now in violation and will seek an injunction. So we don't quite know the story. We'll let you know more as we know more at cultaholic.com. We're ending with a bit more Rampage spoilers. So obviously you don't want Rampage spoiled for you. If you don't, totes get it. So this is the point where we do, as we always do, we do keys.
I love you, bye. The ambulance. What was that?
Here comes the funbulance. It's nearly the weekend. We're in a lovely mood. So last night on Rampage, we've started a little thing, haven't we?
We have. So Santana and Ortiz had a stare down on Rampage to begin a rivalry between the former tag team partners. One that will pay off some real life issues between the pair, Tom.
Now, Fightful say that dating back to early 2022, Ortiz and Eddie Kingston no longer saw eye to eye with Santana. We saw Conan talks about this on his podcast, Keeping It 100, but didn't quite go into details as to what has happened here. Those that Fightful have heard from in AEW say Eddie Kingston has been very verbal about it since Santana's return, but was open to working with them. Santana and Ortiz feud kicked off tonight after the two legitimately grew apart in 2022 to the point where they don't want to team together. Sources at AEW said the two legitimately don't see eye to eye, but agreed to team together for All In and launch a feud after. So if you wonder, so we saw some sort of social media tete-a-tete between the two, which was very much real, but also a bit of a work, a shoot work, brother.
They had me going, they sure did. But I mean, I guess there is some truth perhaps to what they've been saying to each other online, I guess, you know?
And maybe the hope is that they'll let off some steam and they'll be all, to quote my nanny Doris, all pals at the palace once more.
I would hope so.
because Lord knows AEW has an impeccable history with dealing with backstage issues quietly, calmly, and succinctly.
I can't think of anything recently.
Nor can I.
No?
Won't say his name.
Who?
CM Punk.
Oh.
Not Joe Hendry. I mean, Joe's here.
Yeah,
Joe Hendry's here already. Do you want to come and say hi? Oh, he's all right.
He's playing with his dog, Gromit.
He's playing. He's just feeding his Tamagotchi, so he can't come on. But
of course.
You sure? Okay, no, he's definitely feeding him. Hey, we'll have more wrestling news throughout this wonderful Thursday for you at Cultaholic.com. Anything you want to plug?
No, I got nothing. Sam will be streaming tonight. Are you got anything that you want to plug?
Is it marbles tonight?
I don't think it's marbles tonight. I don't know if he's doing a phone-in thing or something. Have I just spilt the tea? I don't know. We'll find out. Why don't you go and see what he's doing?
Sam Driver is on Twitch tonight at twitch.tv/Cultaholic from 6 p.m. BST. And if you can't wait till then for Sam Driver, a brand new episode of the Cultaholic Classic Nitro review is on the podcast feed a little bit later on today, where we've got the fallout from Clash of the Champions 33. We're on our way to War Games with the NWO now officially here. We watch every episode of Nitro from the very beginning to its bitter end, or ours. And it's exclusively on the podcast feed. If you don't subscribe to it already, get it on wherever you get your podcasts from for hours and hours of weekly Cultaholic audio content. Do it, you coward.
You coward.
Kiss.
I love you. Bye.